G'day guys, Adam Grocke from Johnston Grocke. I've got Sam with me from Ardento.
G'day Adam, how are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming and talking to us in this session. So just for everyone that's watching today, if you've got any questions, do comment because we will come to those and answer those questions. We've got Steph behind the camera, so she's going to help out. What we're doing is we're actually just talking about, we're doing a lot more focus this time of the year on not necessarily what you've done in 2018, but what do you have to do for 2019, and especially in the world that we live in at the moment, which is very different to the world that was 5 or 10 years ago. And one of the key underlying things we talk to a lot of businesses about, and you do as well, is technology and the experience
absolutely.
That the clients have. And I think the reason why everyone talks about technology at the moment is because technology has changed the way we interact with people, hasn't it? And it's changed the client experience as well.
The relationships that is built around using technology. I think people now want to engage with technology, and I think they've got an expectation of quality technology as well. So thinking about how you can leverage that and I guess use that day to day, whether it's in your business or enhancing client experience, is definitely a competitive advantage if you can do it right, for sure.
An interesting point there. So you said it enhance the client experience, because what I've learned over time is that people now are used to Apple and Google and Dyson and all these companies that have really created the next level of that user experience and that client experience.
Yeah.
And that's what they expect now as a norm.
They want it to be the highest quality, or at least they want it to replicate the experiences that they're having with their favourite brands and their favourite apps and things like that. So definitely, if you're trying to think about how technology can enhance the client experience, we don't want to lead them down a path of second best, or find a way to make sure that they're going to be able to interact with it, because people are fickle in this day and age with technology, and if it's not going to give them what they want, they're probably going to either not engage with it or find an alternative.
And people's persistence when it doesn't work is just not there, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's time poor, right? So people want technology to empower them and help them be able to do something faster, and maybe something that they weren't able to do if it was in person. So if it can't do that, then they're either likely to just drop it and leave it alone, or they're going to go back to other traditional methods of communication and working around.
And I know that even for myself, when I'm using applications and I'm using often experience with a business, is you just go, well, why can't I do that? Everyone else can do it. Why can't you guys?
That's right. I mean, I think that the expectation is that it's now people are aware of what technology is capable of. It's not a mystery anymore. So if it's not delivering the way that they want it, then they're not going to enjoy that experience, and they're going to resist it and say, I'm not going to engage in that way, or I'll move on to something else. So.
And then one of the things I liken to it, which helps in a practical application sense, is when's the last time you downloaded an app on your phone and it came with an instruction manual?
Yeah, very true. That sort of intuitive design, right? Nobody wants to really be taught how to do something. If you have to navigate a web page, or like I say, read the instruction manual, I think then it's a big fail in terms of user experience, definitely. So yeah, keeping it simple. And if it can't be simple, then maybe it's not right for that technology, or maybe it needs to be done in a different way.
Yeah. So Sam, one of the reasons we've got you here is because you do help a lot of businesses, and we're going to take a bit more of a deeper dive into clean data and CRMs, and also how people can leverage technology for efficiency. And we really want to give everyone that's watching, you some useful tools that, or at least the areas you can look into in 2019 to make sure that your business is tech ready.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's a great time to sort of reflect back on the year that's been, and also, prepare yourself for 2019. And look, I think it's a hugely exciting time for technology. I mean, we work with businesses all across the country in helping them leverage technology to empower their business to go forward. So you're going to see things like more focus on artificial intelligence. You're going to see things around a lot of focus on cyber security now that we live in a really digital world. So things like blockchain, and you've got cryptocurrencies, all of these sorts of things which maybe are starting to be buzzwords, they have a real world application, and they will start to affect the everyday business person as well, in different ways. But things like AI, for example, I think you'll start to see that emerging in a more common scenario. So making sure you've got technology that is up to speed and is evolving all the time is critical. Technology is always moving, and if it's not, then it's going to be overtaken sooner rather than later. So
I was in Silicon Valley at the start of the year, and a fantastic experience. And what I took out of that is the world is moving so much quicker than we could even imagine, right? And it gets quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yes.
And the advancement in technology is just exponential. So you sit back and people watching this that are businesses, and you just go, that's daunting, because words like blockchain and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and I go, well, I don't even know what to do. So if we bring it right back to South Australian Adelaide businesses, what are the key things you need to be doing just to make sure that you are 1 or 2 steps ahead of the competition?
Sure, look, I think it's always about how, and you hit it on the head, I mean, technology is so broad and so wide, you can easily get lost in the abyss of everything there. The reality is technology needs to work in a day-to-day sense. So you need to reflect on the systems that you're using. Are they empowering you to deliver a better product or a better service, or are they hindering that process? If they're hindering that process, chances are the technology is either not right for your business, or you've outgrown it, or it's lagging behind. So it's a constantly evaluating the technology that you're running to make sure that it's going to always move you forward and empower those things. Definitely things like, how can I bring my clients closer to my technology? That's a great thing to consider as well. Don't get too caught up in the buzzwords and the blockchain and the AI. These things will play a part, but for South Australian businesses in 2019, it's unlikely that they're going to really make or break their business. But software solutions and software vendors that are focusing on cutting edge technology is a great indication that they are thinking about innovation and going forward. So even if you're not using those functions in the software, it's good to know that those vendors and those software systems are empowering the new wave of technology.
Definitely. And I think the thing key fundamentals that businesses need to look into is what's going to either create greater efficiencies within their business. Greater efficiencies means that they can deliver what they're already delivering in product or service at a cheaper cost base.
Saving time. Definitely.
Saving time, or they can take on more business with the same cost base. So they can increase their cost margins. They can scale. The other one is the user experience. So what are our clients going to get as a benefit from this? And I always look at the impact and effort scale. So you can look at what's going to be a very high impact with the minimum amount of effort required. So you're going to get the right result. So a few of the things that we spoke about is the CRM's a key one for that, because that's your relationship management tool.
You hit the nail on your head. I mean, relationships, there's one thing you can't get away from in business, is there's always a human involved. So technology is really just the tool or the enabler to strengthen those relationships, and CRM is really at its core there, I think, is about empowering people within business to be able to build more effective relationships, and like you said, on a larger scale. So there's only so many relationships that one person can maintain at a high quality level, and if your business is growing and you've got many people within it, or lots of clients, or you want more clients, being able to use something like CRM technology to help really paint the way for great customer relations, which means they're going to be happier and you can be customer centric. And being customer centric in a highly competitive world is key to growing, and that's what the software technology is trying to do.
And we've just, as a business, we've just gone through a lot of these changes ourselves, and it's been amazing. And it's knowing where to start's quite a challenge, because you can have this fantastic CRM, and we will have extra videos on these which will dive very deep into CRM and in these other areas. But you can have the best CRM with dirty data, and it's not going to do what you want.
No, that's right. I mean, look, there's the age-old adage of garbage in, garbage out. I mean, this has been floating around the tech industry for 20 plus years, but technology can't just be thrown at a problem, and it can't be thrown at a business. If you really want to just take technology on and expect it to be transformative, it's unlikely to have that effect. What you need to do is think very hard about what is the outcomes that we want the software to get us, and how are we going to implement this in a way that's actually meaningful, and thinking about everyone's day-to-day as well, who has to interact with it. So it's all very well doing it from a management point of view from the top down, but it also needs to give something to the everyday user. If it does that, then they'll use it correctly, they'll enter in data that's going to be valid, and then you get all the great information out, the analytics and the insights that you actually want from the software. So
and that's one of the key things, is you've got to have that clean data. You've got to have all your records up to date, because then you can actually extract what you want from that, from reporting.
Definitely. And so look, data is the new gold. If you want to truly make your business value increase. It's about the data that you retain, the information that you've got on hand, because that's how you can make decisions based on actual data rather than gut feeling or past experiences. So yeah, definitely keeping things clean and taking the effort to do things correctly will really enhance that data set that you can do.
And there's a reason why Facebook is so valuable, because they've got the data and the insights that they can then use for marketing and a whole range of other.
Yeah, I mean it's the biggest platform around. It's billions of users, so you can't compete with that sort of data, definitely. And then their whole model is data. So great example, yeah.
The other thing is leveraging technology for efficiency.
Yep.
So how do we do? What are some quick tips that we can give people that they can at least start looking into now to consider some strategies?
So I guess there's two types of efficiencies. You've kind of got personal efficiency, which would be productive apps and things like that. I mean, time management, things that can maybe help you manage your calendars better. Great apps on your phone. Communication, so being able to chat easily, communicate with people more effectively. So they're great ones to think about, and look, there is a wealth of those on your app store to be able to do that, but also business efficiencies as well, so things that help team collaboration, things that allow accessibility from multiple areas, so obviously being mobile, cloud ready, all these things create efficiencies because they stop needing to have certain files in the right place, or having printing, right, exactly. I mean, paperless would be a great way to be, so all of these things save time and money.
Yeah, cool. Guys, we're going to take a deep dive into a lot of these, so make sure that you keep watching. We're going to put them on Facebook. Thank you very much for your time. Have you got any questions? No? Fantastic. All right, thanks guys, and appreciate your time.
No worries, cheers. Thanks for having me.